ma'am.
Welcome everybody in this session. I am Dr. Nasrin Sultana Lovely, Associate Professor of Physiology, Moinamoti Medical College, Kumilla. Today, we will discuss question of General Physiology, item 3. But we didn't finish item 2. The remaining portion of item 2, first I will finish this thing, then I will go into the item 3. In item 2, up to here we came that in previous classes, I think up to mitochondria, isn't it? Up to mitochondria, we finished that day. Today, next question. Please write down the next question. Functions of lysosome and peroxisome, and differences between lysosome and peroxisome. Please write down everybody. Functions of lysosome and peroxisome and differences between lysosome and peroxisome. The next question, define endocytosis. Define endocytosis, phagocytosis, pinocytosis, exocytosis, and transcytosis. Define I am repeating again, define endocytosis, phagocytosis, pinocytosis, exocytosis, and transcytosis. Examiner may ask you definition of these things. So you have to memorize this thing very nicely. Define endocytosis, phagocytosis, pinocytosis, exocytosis, and transcytosis. Next question. What are the types of intracellular communication? Next question. What are the types of intracellular communication? Next, name the intracellular junctions or connections. Name the intracellular junctions or connections. Last one from item 2. Define DNA, RNA, and gene. Define DNA, RNA, and gene. Now, today we'll start item 3. Item 3. First question from item 3. First question, name the define membrane transport, define membrane transport, name the membrane transport processes with example of each. Define membrane transport. First question of item 3, define membrane transport, name the membrane transport processes with example of each. See here, I am giving you the definition of membrane transport. Already it is known to you that it is a biophysiochemical phenomenon by which different substances are transported through the cell membrane from inside to outside or vice versa in our body is called membrane transport. This is the definition of membrane transport. Now, list the membrane transport. This is a very common written question also. This is also very popular Viva question. They classify membrane transport processes or list the membrane transport processes like this. These membrane transport processes, see here, first you have to mention here transport processes for micromolecules. Please give your concentration here. Transport processes for micromolecules. Active transport and passive transport. Under active transport, primary active transport, secondary active transport. Secondary active transport again divided into co-transport or symport, counter-transport or antiport. Passive transport divided osmosis and diffusion. Diffusion again two types, simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Then transport processes for macromolecules, that is large molecules, endocytosis and exocytosis and endocytosis. Endocytosis again divided into two types, spinocytosis and phagocytosis. This is the classification of membrane transport processes or list the processes of membrane transport process. This is very, very important questions for written and also Viva. ভাইভাতে আমরা কিন্তু খুব জিজ্ঞেস করি যে মেমব্রেন ট্রান্সপোর্ট গুলি কি কি আছে ফর মাইক্রোমলিকুল এন্ড ম্যাক্রোমলিকুল নামগুলি বলো। আচ্ছা, এখন নেক্সট আমি যেটা জিজ্ঞেস করি, দিস ইজ মাই ফেভারিট কোশ্চেন, how many active processes present in our body and how many passive processes present in our body? তাহলে দেখো active process কাকে বলবো আমরা? Require the expenditure of energy, যারা এনার্জি দরকার যে প্রসেস গুলির জন্য, the process which require the expenditure of energy by cells, these are active process. তাহলে active process এর আন্ডারে কি কি থাকবে? Active transport, that is primary active transport, secondary active transport, আর থাকবে কি endocytosis and exocytosis. These also require energy. Endocytosis means pinocytosis, phagocytosis, these both are included under endocytosis, and exocytosis. And active transport again divided, primary active transport, secondary active transport. So primary active transport, secondary active transport, pinocytosis, phagocytosis, exocytosis, these all are active processes in our body. Please remember this question. This is my favorite Viva question. Now, passive processes require no expenditure of energy by a cell. কোনো এনার্জি লাগবে না, তাদেরকে আমরা কি বলি? প্যাসিভ প্রসেস। কি কি আছে? সিম্পল ডিফিউশন, ফ্যাসিলিটেটেড ডিফিউশন, অসমোসিস। These are the passive process which doesn't require energy. কোনো এনার্জি লাগবে না, সিম্পল ডিফিউশন, ফ্যাসিলিটেটেড ডিফিউশন, অসমোসিস। Next question. What do you mean by carrier mediated transport? এখানে carrier mediated transport বলতে আমরা কি বুঝি? What do you mean by carrier mediated transport? ঠিক আছে, এটা একটু লিখে রাখো। What do you mean by carrier mediated transport? আচ্ছা, one by one I will discuss. এই যে মাইক্রোমলিকুলস এর জন্য ফার্স্ট বলেছিলাম কি? Active transport. This is very important Viva question. Define active transport and give example. প্রত্যেকটা মনে রাখবে, এক্সাম্পল গুলি আমরা খুব জিজ্ঞেস করি, ডেফিনিশন উইথ এক্সাম্পল। তাহলে active transport কি বলতে হবে? What do you mean by active transport? It is an uphill transport of molecules against concentration and electrochemical gradient by binding with carrier protein and utilization of energy. Please don't miss any word from here. Remember this thing. It is an uphill transport. Uphill means from lower concentration to higher concentration. This is called uphill. বেশির দিকে, কম থেকে বেশির দিকে যাওয়া। Uphill means কম থেকে বেশির দিকে যাওয়া, ঠিক আছে? Against concentration gradient, that is কম থেকে বেশি কনসেন্ট্রেশনের দিকে যাওয়া। আর ইলেকট্রোকেমিক্যাল গ্রেডিয়েন্ট মানে কি? Always at resting condition, all cell outside কি positive charge, inside negative charge. This is called polarized condition. তাহলে যদি এই যে পজিটিভ থেকে যে নেগেটিভ ডিরেকশন দিকে যাওয়া, এটা হচ্ছে ইলেকট্রোকেমিক্যাল গ্রেডিয়েন্ট। এন্ড বাইন্ডিং হতে হবে কার সাথে? উইথ অফ কোর্স obviously with carrier protein এবং with utilization of energy. That's why it is called active transport. Examples are very, very important for Viva exam. Sodium potassium pump in almost all cells of the body, hydrogen potassium pump or proton pump in gastric parietal cell, sodium hydrogen exchanger in renal tubules. You must have to remember where this channel, where this pump present. So suppose sodium hydrogen exchanger present in the renal tubules. You must have to mention these things. Hydrogen potassium pump or proton pump where present? Gastric parietal cell. And sodium potassium pump in almost all cells in the body. For MCQ purpose, you have to remember this location also. This is about active transport. See here in figure, always the active transport occur lower concentration to see here higher concentration and lower concentration. See lower concentration to higher concentration. And see carrier protein. Carrier protein is present here, cell membrane obviously present here, and also energy is required here. So there is popular Viva question. What are the special criteria of active transport? What are the special criteria of active transport? This is very, very important Viva question. Tell me the special criteria of active transport. First thing, energy is required. Second, carrier protein is needed. Presence of membrane must be essential. Number 4, movement of molecules against concentration gradient. Number 5, movements of molecules against electrochemical gradient. So there are 5 special criteria of active transport. Please try to memorize this very nicely because this is very popular Viva question. See the figure from your textbook, Guyton and Hall. See here, sodium potassium pump. This is the major example of active transport. See, in sodium potassium pump, cell membrane must be present, carrier protein, energy, energy is required here, and always against concentration gradient. We know that outside, that is ECF, in extracellular fluid, sodium concentration always high, but inside potassium concentration high. See here, sodium goes outside, that is from lower concentration to higher concentration, and potassium enters from lower concentration to higher concentration. So against the concentration gradient it occurs, and against electrochemical gradient. Electrochemical gradient means that is outside positive charge, inside the cell negative charge, that is a polarized condition, resting condition, outside positive, inside negative. That is from outside direction, positive direction to negative direction, always electrolyte enters, which is called against electrochemical gradient. Now, functions, very important questions, Viva questions. Functions of sodium potassium pump. Functions of sodium potassium pump. What are the functions? The first function you have to tell me, control cell volume. Control cell volume. Maintain normal ionic composition in extracellular fluid and intracellular fluid. Generate and maintain resting membrane potential, that is RMP. Basis of nerve and muscle function. Provides energy for secondary active transport. Always primary active transport give energy towards the secondary active transport. Number 6, thermogenesis. 45% of total cellular heat production at rest comes from this sodium potassium pump activity. This is very important MCQ question also. These are the functions of sodium potassium pump. এরপরে তোমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারে যে why cell volume যদি কন্ট্রোল না হয় in your body তাহলে কি হতো, এটাও তোমাদেরকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারে যে সেল ভলিউম, এই যে সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়াম পাম্প কন্ট্রোল সেল ভলিউম, সেল ভলিউম যদি কন্ট্রোল না হয়, এই যে সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়াম পাম্প কন্ট্রোলস দ্য সেল ভলিউম, এক্সপ্লেইন ইট। এটা দিয়ে তুমি কি বুঝো? Sodium potassium pump. If sodium potassium pump present in all, already I mentioned that sodium potassium pump present in every cells in our body. If sodium potassium pump become inactive or paralyzed, what happened that time? What will be happen that time? That time sodium potassium balance will be not maintained. That is, all sodium remains within the cells and it draws water, that is fluid, inside the cell, and cell becomes swell up, and ultimately cell become burst. So we will die that time. That is, if cell burst, that means we will die that time. So this is the major functions, control cell volume. Sodium potassium pump, that is, it is very important to control cell volume. Next question, why sodium potassium pump? Why sodium potassium pump is called electrogenic pump? Why sodium potassium pump is called electrogenic pump? Also, in case of sodium potassium pump, write down definition, function, sodium potassium pump definition, functions, what is sodium potassium ATPase, factors regulation, factors regulating factors for sodium potassium ATPase, or factors increase and decrease the sodium potassium pump activity. These are the all Viva question. Regulation of sodium potassium ATPase activity, or factors increase and decrease sodium potassium pump activity. Okay. In case of sodium potassium pump, first you have to memorize definition, functions of sodium potassium pump, factors increase and decrease pump activity. Or what is sodium potassium ATPase, regulation of sodium potassium ATPase, this is same thing. Why sodium potassium pump is called electrogenic pump? See here, now clinical importance of sodium potassium pump. Clinical importance of sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump inhibitor, that is digitalis, is used in heart failure. Dopamine in the kidney inhibits the sodium-potassium pump by phosphorylating it, causing a natriuresis. Therefore, dopamine is clinically useful in the treatment of shock. I have taken this slide from Gannon. Examiner may ask for giving you better mark. Clinical importance of sodium-potassium pump, not for all students, only for good students they may ask like this question. Clinical importance of sodium-potassium pump. Sodium-potassium pump inhibitor, digitalis, that is cardiac glycosides, is used in heart failure, and dopamine in the kidney inhibits the sodium-potassium pump by phosphorylating it, causing a natriuresis. Therefore, dopamine is clinically useful in the treatment of shock. Amra shock e kintu invariably we use dopamine to increase blood pressure. Now, what is sodium-potassium ATPase? Sodium-potassium ATPase catalyzes the hydrolysis of ATP to adenosine diphosphate, that is energy production, and uses the energy to extrude, that is extrude mane ki ber kore dewa, that is extrude 3 sodium from the cell and take 2 potassium into the cell for each molecule of ATP hydrolyzed. This is the function of sodium-potassium ATPase. Now, regulation of sodium-potassium ATPase or factors increase or decrease the sodium-potassium pump activity. See, factor increasing sodium-potassium ATPase activity, that is thyroid hormone, aldosterone, insulin. This is very, very important MCQ question. Which factors increase sodium-potassium ATPase activity or sodium-potassium pump activity? Thyroid hormone, aldosterone, insulin. Factors decreasing sodium-potassium ATPase activity, that is dopamine and digitalis. Already I mentioned the decreased sodium-potassium ATPase activity, dopamine and digitalis. Now, why sodium-potassium pump is called electrogenic pump? See here from Gannon, it is an electrogenic pump in that it moves 3 positive charges out of the cell for each 2 that it moves in. That is 3 sodium ions goes from inside to the outside and 2 potassium comes from outside to the inside. And it is therefore said to have a coupling ratio of 3:2. Now, sodium-potassium pump is said to be electrogenic pump because it creates an electrical potential, because there is always deficiency 1 positive charge inside the cell. So it creates electrical potential across the cell membrane. This electrical potential is the basic requirement in nerve and muscle fibers for transmitting nerve and muscle signal. So that's why sodium-potassium pump is called electrogenic pump. Now, next question, what is symport, what is antiport? What is symport and give example of symport? What is antiport? Give example of antiport. See here, symport. Symport means co-transport. Another name of co-transport is symport, and another name of counter-transport is antiport. See the example of co-transport or symport. Sodium chloride, that is symport means at a time 2 things enters from outside to inside the cell. See here, sodium and chloride with the help of carrier protein, and energy is required here because it is secondary active transport. Energy comes from where? Primary active transport, that is from sodium potassium pump. Every cell contains its basolateral side 1 pump, that is sodium potassium pump. It supplies energy to the secondary active transport, that is co-transport or symport. Example, sodium chloride transporter system, sodium glucose transporter, sodium amino acid. These are the example of co-transporter symport. Now, counter transporter antiport, that is sodium hydrogen counter transport. See here, sodium enters, hydrogen ion goes outside. Here, calcium sodium counter transport, that is sodium enters and calcium comes outside. This is counter transport. That is, one electrolyte enters into the cell and another electrolyte comes outside from inside to outside the cell. This is called counter transport, and here carrier protein must be present here and energy is also required here from the primary active transport. So these are the example of sodium hydrogen counter transport, calcium sodium counter transport. These are the example of counter transport. Now simple diffusion and give the example of simple diffusion. See the kinetic movements of molecules or ions from higher concentration to its lower concentration, that is downhill movement. Downhill মানে কি বেশি থেকে কমের দিকে যাওয়া. Diffusion always occurs from higher to lower. See here, from higher solute concentration to lower solute concentration. Kinetic movement of molecules or ions from higher concentration to its lower concentration, that is downhill movement. Downhill means from higher to lower is called simple diffusion. See here, high solute. This green color means solute. That is high solute concentration to low solute concentration. This is called simple diffusion. Now, example of simple diffusion. Very, very important. Examiners invariably ask this question that give me the example of simple diffusion. What is facilitated diffusion? Give me the example of facilitated diffusion. See here, simple diffusion through lipid bilayer, easily oxygen. হ্যাঁ বলো।
Kinetic movements mean
normally everything in this earth, everything is slightly movable. We cannot see, we cannot feel this thing movement. Everything in our world is movable. This is called kinetic movement or kinetic motion. বুঝতে পেরেছো? পৃথিবীতে সবকিছুই কিন্তু নড়ছে, সবকিছুই দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আমরা নড়াচড়ার ভিতরেই আছি, একটা মুভমেন্ট কিন্তু হচ্ছে, সেটা আমরা কি ফিল করি? পৃথিবী তো ঘুরছে না, সবকিছু কিন্তু মুভমেন্ট হচ্ছে। এই যে প্রত্যেকটা বস্তুই যে ঘূর্ণনশীল, গতিশীল, সেটার নাম হচ্ছে কাইনেটিক মোশন অর কাইনেটিক মুভমেন্ট। ঠিক আছে, এখন দেখা যায় যে সিম্পল ডিফিউশন হচ্ছে, ধরো একটা নদীতে তুমি সাঁতার কাটছো, যার স্রোত যেদিকে যাচ্ছে, ওয়েভ যেখানে যাচ্ছে, এই সে স্রোতের দিকে যে তুমি সাঁতার কেটে চলে যাওয়া, সেটা হচ্ছে মেইনলি সিম্পল ডিফিউশন। ঠিক আছে, স্রোতের গতির দিকে চলে যাওয়া, দ্যাট ইজ বেশি থেকে তুমি কমের দিকে যাচ্ছ। ঠিক আছে, আর পৃথিবীতে প্রত্যেকটা বস্তুই একটা গতি আছে, এটাকে বলা হয় কাইনেটিক মোশন। বুঝতে কি পেরেছো? নরমালি পৃথিবীতে সবকিছুরই গতিশীল, আমরা এটা চোখে দেখি না, একটা ঘূর্ণন গতি আছে কিন্তু প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসের। এই যে বেশির থেকে কমের দিকে ইজিলি এটা চলে যেতে পারে, সেটা হচ্ছে উইদাউট এনিথিং। হেয়ার এনার্জি ইজ নট রিকোয়ার্ড, ক্যারিয়ার প্রোটিন ইজ নট রিকোয়ার্ড। আর মেমব্রেন, সেমি পারমিয়াবল মেমব্রেন মে বি প্রেজেন্ট, মে নট বি প্রেজেন্ট, এখানে এসেনশিয়াল না। ঠিক আছে, এটা হচ্ছে সিম্পল ডিফিউশন। এখন এক্সাম্পলটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। এক্সাম্পল সিম্পল ডিফিউশন অকার্স দুই ভাবে হবে, এটা অ্যাকর্ডিং টু ইউর টেক্সট বুক। লিপিড বাইলেয়ারকে ইজিলি ক্রস করে কি কি জিনিস? গ্যাসিয়াস, যেমন অক্সিজেন, কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড, ইউ ক্যান সে হিয়ার নাইট্রোজেন, অক্সিজেন, কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড, নাইট্রোজেন, অ্যালকোহল। ঠিক আছে, এগুলি লিপিড বাইলেয়ারকে ইজিলি ক্রস করতে পারে। আর সিম্পল ডিফিউশন ক্যান অকার্স থ্রু অলসো প্রোটিন চ্যানেল। দিস ইজ অলসো সিম্পল ডিফিউশন। Water can not easily cross, but through protein channel, that is aquaporine channel, water channel, water can pass through this lipid bilayer. Sodium, potassium, chloride, these electrolytes can passes through the voltage gated sodium channel, voltage gated potassium channel, voltage gated chloride channel. That is through the protein channel that simple diffusion may happen. So not think that only lipid soluble substance can cross by simple diffusion. Also water, sodium, electrolytes, these can also passes by the lipid bilayer through protein channel by simple diffusion. Remember this thing, water, electrolytes can passes through the lipid bilayer by simple diffusion through protein channel. These protein channel are highly selective and are gated. Of course, you know that there are two types of gate present, voltage gated channel and chemical or ligand gated channel. There are two types of channel present in the cell. Voltage gated channel, that is the gate is open or closed due to alteration of membrane potential. কারেন্টের তারতম্যের জন্য যদি গেটটা খোলে কিংবা বন্ধ হয়। আর লিগ্যান্ড গেটেড চ্যানেলটা আমরা জানি কখন, whenever any receptor binds with hormone or neurotransmitter, তখন গেটটা খুলবে কিংবা বন্ধ হবে, তাকে আমরা বলি লিগ্যান্ড গেটেড চ্যানেল। আমরা নিউরোমাসকুলার জাংশনে পড়েছিলাম যে পোস্ট সিনাপটিক মেমব্রেনে থাকে লিগ্যান্ড গেটেড চ্যানেল, মনে আছে? যখন acetylcholine bind with the receptor, that times gate will cation, ligand gated cation channel that time open. মনে কি পড়েছে তোমাদের ligand gated চ্যানেলটা?
Yes ma'am.
হ্যাঁ, আর ভোল্টেজ গেটেডটা হচ্ছে কি, যদি কারেন্টের তারতম্যের জন্য, ইলেকট্রিক্যাল কোনো মেমব্রেন পটেনশিয়ালের তারতম্যের জন্য যদি গেট খোলে কিংবা বন্ধ হয়, সেটা হচ্ছে ভোল্টেজ গেটেড চ্যানেল। This is the examples of simple diffusion. Now, facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion, movements of molecules from higher to lower concentration by binding with carrier protein in the cell membrane. There is no energy is required here. Please remember here, no energy is required here. This is called facilitated diffusion. Example, very important. Facilitated diffusion example, glucose transport and amino acid transport from cell to ECF, that is extracellular fluid. And this is very important MCQ question. Which hormone increases rate of facilitated diffusion 10 to 20 times more under the influence of insulin? Insulin can increase facilitated diffusion 10 to 20 times. This is very important MCQ question. And absorption of fructose, galactose from the gut. This is also example of facilitated diffusion. I have given here only fructose. You can say also galactose. So glucose transport, amino acid transport, absorption of fructose, galactose from the gut. These are the examples of facilitated diffusion. See here, this is the figure, that is carrier protein is needed here. Carrier protein, no energy is required here. Only carrier protein here. Carrier protein must be needed here. This is the postulated mechanism of facilitated diffusion. Postulated কথাটা মানে কি? স্বতঃসিদ্ধ, যে মেকানিজমটা সবার জন্য গ্রহণযোগ্য, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, নাও আমরা অসমোসিসে যাওয়ার আগে কিছু ডিফারেন্সেস জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারে পরীক্ষায় তোমাদেরকে। প্লিজ রাইট ডাউন দিস থিং। টেল দ্য ডিফারেন্সেস বিটুইন সিম্পল এন্ড ফ্যাসিলিটেটেড ডিফিউশন। প্লিজ এভরিবডি রাইট ডাউন ইন ইউর খাতা। Tell the differences between simple and facilitated diffusion. Differences between primary active transport and secondary active transport. Again, I am repeating, differences between primary active transport and secondary active transport. Now, differences between primary active transport and facilitated diffusion. Again, I am repeating, differences between primary active transport and facilitated diffusion. Again, next question. Differences between secondary active transport and facilitated diffusion. Differences between secondary active transport and facilitated diffusion. Next, differences between active transport and passive transport. Differences between active transport and passive transport. Next, differences between active transport and diffusion. Differences between active transport and diffusion. Last one, differences between diffusion and osmosis. Differences between diffusion and osmosis. So many differences. Examiner may ask you. No problem. If you know the definition and examples, no problem at all. You can say this thing, differences. Now, osmosis. This is very, very important Viva question. Define osmosis. In case of osmosis, movement of solvent. Always you do mistake here that movement of solute. No, never tell like this. Movement of solvent. Solvents mean bodies. Solvent is water. water, pani. তাহলে দেখো movement of solvent means water. So movement of solvent molecule from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration across a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. No energy is required here because it is passive transport. See, movement of solvent molecule, that is water. Movement of water from lower solute concentration. This is lower solute. This yellow color is solute. This yellow color is solute portion. So movement of this water, movement of water, direction of water flow from lower side to higher solute concentration. Movement of water from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration, semi-permeable membrane must be present here. This is the special criteria that semi-permeable membrane must be present here and no energy is required here because this is passive transport. See here again the figure. Here this is higher solute, this is higher solute concentration. Suppose it is sugar, this is sugar. Sugar means solute, that is all glucose. This is sugar molecule, that is higher solute concentration. This is lower solute concentration. Now movement of water from lower to higher. See, all water moves from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration. This is called osmosis and semi-permeable membrane must be present here. Now, examples of osmosis. This is very, very important Viva question, written question, and also for MCQ. Absorption from GIT. তাহলে গ্যাস্ট্রোইন্টেস্টিনাল ট্র্যাক্টে যে অ্যাবজর্পশনটা হয় এখানে কিন্তু অসমোসিস হয়, অসমোসিসের মাধ্যমেও হয়, ঠিক আছে। অ্যাবজর্পশন ফ্রম জিআইটি, fluid exchange in capillary bed. Of course osmosis occurs there. Fluid exchange in capillary bed, regulation of water balance in the body, and this is the examples of osmosis. Regulation of urine formation, that's it. That is, whenever glomerular filtrate comes into the Bowman's capsule, then it is converted to urine. Whenever it converts slowly, it converted to urine. Here osmosis occurs. Osmosis occurs that is the reabsorption of water takes place in the renal tubules by osmosis. So regulation of urine formation, one of the example of osmosis. Do you understand? Yamin যুক্ত আছো? Yamin আছো কি না? হ্যাঁ, তুমি অসমোসিসের এক্সাম্পল গুলি লিখেছো তো, দেখছো তো? অসমোসিসের যে এক্সাম্পল গুলি, অ্যাবজর্পশন জিআইটি অ্যাবজর্পশন অসমোসিস হয়। ফ্লুইড ক্যাপিলারি এক্সচেঞ্জে যখন ফ্লুইড এক্সচেঞ্জ হয় সেখানে কিন্তু অসমোসিস হবে। ওয়াটার ব্যালেন্স এখানেও কিন্তু অসমোসিস হয়। আবার যখন নাকি রেনাল টিবিউলে ওয়াটার অ্যাবজর্পশন হয়, আলটিমেটলি গ্লোমেরুলার ফিল্টারটা আলটিমেটলি কনভার্টেড টু ইউরিন, ওই প্রসেসেও কিন্তু অসমোসিস হয়। ঠিক আছে, আমরা পড়িয়েছি না ওয়াটার অ্যাবজর্পশন রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন ইন দা রেনাল টিবিউল। এখানে কয় ধরনের হয় ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশনের ইয়েগুলি, প্রসেসগুলি? অব্লিগেটরি ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন, আরেকটা হচ্ছে ফ্যাকাল্টেটিভ, তাই না? অব্লিগেটরির ক্ষেত্রে কি ছিল? এই ডিফিউশন অসমোসিস একটা প্রসেস ছিল কিনা? ছিল। ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশনের যে স্টেপগুলি ইন দ্য রেনাল টিবিউলস পড়েছো না? প্রক্সিমাল কনভোলেটেড টিবিউলে 60 to 70% ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন হয়, পড়েছো তো? ডিসেন্ডিং ডিম্ব অফ লুপোফেনলি, তোমরা কি ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন স্টেপটা ভুলে গেছো? এটা তো খুবই কমন কোশ্চেন ইন রেনাল ফিজিওলজি। হাউ ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন টেকস প্লেস ইন রেনাল টিবিউলস, মনে আছে তোমাদের?
তিনটা ম্যাম, একটা ডিফিউশন,
হ্যাঁ,
একটা হচ্ছে
ফ্যাকাল্টেটিভ। ভেরি গুড। ফ্যাকাল্টেটিভ মানে কি? কোনটাকে ফ্যাকাল্টেটিভ বলি? এডিএস স্টিমুলেটেড ওয়াটার,
এডিএস এর মেকানিজম।
হ্যাঁ, ভেরি গুড। এডিএস স্টিমুলেটেড ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন থ্রু দা অ্যাকুয়াপোরিন চ্যানেল। ওয়াটার কিন্তু অলওয়েজ রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন হবে থ্রু দা অ্যাকুয়াপোরিন চ্যানেল। এটাকে বলা হয় ফ্যাকাল্টেটিভ ওয়াটার রিঅ্যাবজর্পশন, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, লাস্ট কোশ্চেন, what is osmotic pressure? What is osmotic pressure? The exact amount of pressure required to stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. যেই প্রেসার দিয়ে আমরা অসমোসিসটা স্টপ হয়ে যাবে সেটাকে আমরা বলবো osmotic pressure. তাহলে দেখো, these are all about item 3. item 3 কিন্তু এর বাইরে তেমন কোনো কোশ্চেন আর নাই। Up to here item 3 is completed. Next class we will discuss item 4 and 5. একসাথে আমরা item 4 and 5 will discuss and we'll finish general physiology in the next class. Okay? Thank you everybody. Thank you very much. Please continue
Thank you, ma'am.
studying and safe থাকো, সবাই নিরাপদে থাকো। ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।